Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree on anything. Which side will you choose? This is The Divide.
That's your boy Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny. And so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
And here we are, Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trenton, or check us out on the iHeartRadio app. Bro,
What's up?
we haven't talked all week.
I know. It's so I think that's what took us so long to get recording in the studio was because I just went
I know.
90 miles an hour.
It was
on
great,
you.
though.
Yeah. I
We,
should have saved it, but
No, well,
some of that was personal.
Typically, we talk. We just didn't connect, and you had a busy week. Since the last time our listeners heard us, you did the Eat Clean Bro Gala.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
And then you went to a Flyers game.
Yeah, I did. I
You
took
had
some clients
meeting
there.
after meeting. You got some good things coming up. And
Yo, I need you.
I made soup.
I love it.
So
What kind?
pretty busy week for me. It was a creamy chicken tomato type deal.
Do you have
Man.
leftovers?
Of course I do, man.
Because Peyton is a soup maniac, and also I'm a single dad right now. I don't know if you know this. The wife is at the iHeart Podcast Awards, which airs on this network.
Sure does.
On Monday night.
Look at that.
So fun fact. Yeah, we are not nominated.
No, not this year, you guys.
Yeah.
But there's always next year.
You could look it up. We were nominated for an award. One of the few accolades we could say that we have on Fox Sports The Gambler that many don't. Speaking of that, do you think that Sean Brace knows that he sings our theme song?
I hope so. Well,
Welcome to the
actually,
Divide.
maybe not. He might demand money if he knows we're using
facts.
his likelihood. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
he said it on the air, so it's I guess it's free.
There's only
Free to
one
use.
person that interacts with us on a daily basis, or at least me, that I know does not listen to the show, and that's my wife.
That's
so
great.
I feel like I could just say whatever I want. It took her about, I'm not making this up, it was probably about the 18-month mark where of us being on the radio, where she was like, "You guys are on the radio?"
Oh man, I felt like it's like Waterboy, the mom, like you're never gonna make it, or whatever. Oh man.
Oh,
what is that? Dewey Cox, or what was that? That's you're never gonna make it, Mom. I'm a professional athlete, or I'm a multi-billion record. I don't know. Whatever.
No, I don't know.
I'm
Oh, maybe
confusing-
it is. I think
I think
you're
both of them are
Walk
kinda
Hard.
like-
I think you're
Yeah,
confusing
Walk
Walk
Hard
Hard
and Waterboy. Yeah.
The Waterboy.
John Jansen is the movie buff. The Oscars are on right now, so if anybody wants to watch that instead of this, nah. But dude, it's been crazy. You had a dad experience that kind of unlocked memories for me, and that was trying to get to the studio. You put your daughter to bed.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Before even getting here tonight, I'm like, all right, man, I'll be there at whatever time, and I just gotta put it. And I had her asleep so quick, and I get up to put her in the crib, and my phone slides off like the arm of the rocking chair.
Yeah.
And it was just as soon as it hit because we have hardwood floors, so it just echoes. Sounded like a brag. I'm not trying to brag here about my hardwood floors. That's an old person thing. But dude, as soon as it hit the floor, she just opened her eye. I'm like, dude, come on. After that, it was like another 30 minutes of trying to get her to
The
sleep.
escape plan for an infant or a toddler is always the most epic part, but it gets easier, dude. My daughter now puts on her white noise.
Nice.
Tells Alexa
Nice.
to put on her white noise.
Nice.
She turns on her nightlight, and then ironically, she puts on a sleeping mask. So I was like, "Why do you need?" And so
Just to have that option. Like I
Yeah.
I want it to be pitch black when I want it to be pitch black.
Yeah,
But,
but
yeah. I can't wait until because we have the sound machine for her, which is like deafening if you're in there. Like you really can't hear anything that happens outside the room.
no,
But for some reason, we still, because we have to like walk past her bedroom to get to our bedroom, we still tiptoe like past her bedroom, like just in case.
I love it. I love it.
It's great. Let's get into some sports here because like some good stuff happened and a lot of things that we need to kind of ramble about here.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, since we're in Philly, I want to talk about Kelsey's retirement first. the takeaways from it. Like I'm sure you watched the speech.
Yeah, great speech.
It's been a topic of conversation for the last day or so, 2 days at the station. Everybody knew it was coming. No one really thought that wasn't going to happen. But imagine loving your job so damn much to where you're that emotional when you're like, I can't do it. Like not only loving your job so much, but making millions of dollars, loving your job so much, and still being that emotional when you're like, I can't do this anymore.
I cried the last day with my old company.
No, I understand. Yeah. But at the same time,
no, I get that.
Like, you left for a different, venture.
Yeah.
He's leaving to enjoy his family and, the just not working for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
you know
fair.
I mean?
And his podcast, that's hella successful.
Absolutely.
And you never know. But what I would share is I'm cracking up because the fan base, and I'm sorry, all week I've been walking around Philadelphia calling them the Crybaby Kelseys like fans, Crybaby Kelsey fans. I'm just like, yo, dude, like get over it. He's retired. Like, because the funniest part was they all were like, he's retired, man. There was just some clowns that were upset that I had Brendan Graham on, and I asked them the Kelsey thing, and they were in my DM. Some people were actually friends. They were like, of course he's retiring. Why would you even ask that? I was like, well, because it's, one, it's his teammate. Two, Brendan said it's his last year for him coming up.
Right.
So it was a great question to ask. I think
interview,
the guy,
bro. Like,
yeah, it's an interview. It's a great question. I was like, oh, gee, I don't know. Maybe because people will actually click on it and comment. Like for this interaction right here. That's why I did
journalism?
it. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. And also it was 9 minutes unscripted. And it was a great interview. You could check it out on Give Us a Shot Network, on Fox Sports The Gambler's YouTube page. It's a really great interview, and Brendan Graham was amazing. I'm rooting for him. Like, so don't take this as an Eagles slant. What I'm cracking up is now those same guys are like, I'm going to go out and get his Campbell's soup can. I'm going to miss him. Wah. I'm like, shut up, dude. You were the one saying he was leaving.
Yeah.
You were the one saying he was retired. Now you're like, damn, dude, I'm going to go back, listen to his speech. It's so impactful. Like, stop. He retired.
Bro, or the people that... and don't get me wrong, I like Jason Kelsey.
Oh, such a passionate guy.
But his Hungry Dog speech, where they're like, Hungry Dogs run fast.
Hungry
I'm
dogs.
Like, no. They don't run fast. They're too weak. They need to eat. What's wrong with you? They're malnourished. Get out of here.
Yeah. I was going to say, like...
I get it. Look, man, I mean, it's weird to have, or I should say not weird, but uncommon for a offensive lineman, when they retire, to have the fan base that upset. I mean, that just shows the type of job he did, for the team.
Years, decades. I mean, you saw the timeline. Those posts are cool, showing the many faces of Kelsey and throughout the years. And it's just, man, like he's such a cool guy. He's going to be, he's going to be around the team. I'm sure he'll be at the Phillies games. I'm sure he's going to be all over the place.
It wouldn't surprise me if he gets hired in some sort of coaching capacity in the next few years.
I don't think he would want it. I don't know if I'm him, man. Like what? Like I have one of the top 5 podcast. Right. I'm going to be making money. My soon to be sister-in-law is Taylor Swift. I have an awesome family. Shaq is the reason he put it through the goalpost. Like, I don't know if you saw that interview. Shaq got really emotional. He's like, don't get too attached to this game. You'll lose your whole family when you retire.
I saw that.
You got to be a good dad.
That's
all this other stuff. Like, and I think it was like a scared straight moment because Graham said, hey, I think he's going to convince himself to come back one more year with all the press and the love he's getting. So his teammate thought it was a possibility that he would come back, but I told you, Mike, I told you. Like, all right, dude, go cry in the corner because Jason Kelsey retired, okay? Like, go cry in the corner. Let me have a nice cry out. When you're done, I'll be here hosting a radio show or a podcast, whatever we want to call it. So look, man, it's for me, it's hilarious, but also like he's such a great guy that I do wish him well, and I'm not making fun of him. I'm just making fun of, the social media meatheads.
No, absolutely. But even like, they talk, of course, Travis got an interview and on his podcast, on their podcast, I should say, he got emotional again, saying it's going to feel very empty without him. And I'm trying to and you're right, for someone that played with his brother for a long time and then inevitably against his brother. He says, the game's going to feel empty. I think that's just kind of him caught up in the moment. I mean, you still have someone to talk to and relate to as far as like where the game's headed and stuff. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I left my brother behind, and he's still in that game. And honestly, like we talk a lot, and it gets frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, because you're still emotionally invested. I get it.
Of course, yeah, 100%.
Let's stay Eagles, man. Let's talk about the possibility of them actually bringing Barkley over, because that's been in the news all week.
Now,
Giants fans are losing their goddamn mind about it, which is fantastic, in my opinion. I just think it's so funny. The one football player that they have on their team could possibly
let him go. Let him go. Who cares? Like, and everybody's comparing it to Wheeler. Like, fine. Wheeler was a bad Met employee, dude. And I know this because his social media told you that. His profile when he was a Met told you that. He was going through a ton of injuries. He was never healthy. And he had this passive-aggressive profile. I'm more than just a Met player. There's more about me than just the Mets. Like, great, dude. That's awesome. Like, but why are you sharing that? Like, because now it doesn't say that, like about being a Philly. Like, so, like, I'm glad he's happy. But also, like, Barkley, like, what advantage is it for the Giants to go chase after him? One, they already shot their load with Daniel Jones. Like, they have too much money invested in him.
So unreal when you think about it.
Yeah, it's so
really
stupid.
Is, dude. It's so,
it was dumb.
And like the decision to not franchise tag Barkley, I really want to know.
Gentleman's agreement. It was a gentleman's agreement because they did it last year, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take it, but I'm tired." And remember, they had that committee with all the running backs saying like, well, we're not going to take it. And then Barkley took the money like the day later. So I think he knew like, hey, look, we're going to give one more go at this. And then I'm testing the market. And if you franchise tag me, I'll sit out, like kind of attitude.
Yeah,
so they didn't franchise tag him, which they had no choice. They knew it was going to come. I mean, they had a choice legally, but
but when you get franchise tagged, you're still guaranteed a certain amount of money
for 1 year,
right?
Yeah, yeah. Like you can't, So, and you knew that like franchise tags should, NFL needs to fix all that stuff, man. Guaranteed contracts need to be a thing. Like I know baseball is a little bit out of control, but there's a lot of money in this sport, And you got to be able to give it to the players because they're the ones risking their lives.
If the college kids can make a decent pocket out of it, you better believe the pros can.
Oh,
can
absolutely. Like so it's just silly. We're talking about money. We're talking about salary caps. We're talking about it's the largest freaking sport. There's not an NFL owner that's living in poverty right now.
Dude, did you see the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs? You saw his suite, right?
I know, yeah.
He has a
hotel. It's a house.
He has a house in Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's missing out on this stuff.
Not
and
at all.
Barkley's a winner for this, man. He can actually negotiate with a team that doesn't have to give up 1 or 2 first-round draft picks. And then the Giants can go through whatever quote rebuild they want to go through. It's just dumb. Yeah. I don't know if the Eagles are going to go out. I mean, come on. You still have Swift, right? I mean,
right. Yeah. I mean, look, it puts them over, but it also I don't know if it's necessary. Like, I mean, Barkley, 1, has the best arm on the Giants right now, right? So 2, like, so there's so many different things. He's a beast. He's an absolute monster. And it's just like, if he could stay healthy, it's lights out. It's Bo Jackson on the NES type stuff where he's just untouchable. So, honestly, like, I think, of course it's going to happen. Of course it's going to happen. He's going to leave New York and, and they're trying to relate it to Wheeler and stuff like that. And that just grinds my gears because, shout outs to Wheeler. He's performing amazingly. He's one of the top baseball pitching prospects. And when he was on the Mets, he was 4th or 5th starter. Mm-hmm. You had Harvey, Noah, Harvey, Noah, and DeGrom all ahead of him. He was like the forgotten child. And like I said, he was also tons of injuries. So
do you feel that Barkley has a good chance of signing with the Eagles, or you think that's just New York Post tri-state drama?
I think it's drama, but I also think like, yeah, it's a possibility. It's one of those options that are out there. Do I think it happens? No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you willing to put money on that?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
You want?
I think it's going to happen.
We're going to use our new sponsor.
I think it's going to. I do. I think we need to put our money where our mouth is here.
Okay.
And we're going to tell everybody that there's now a place to do that. That's not Venmo.
No.
This is not just a simple. I mean, it's a simple gentleman's agreement, but now both of us are putting up money. It's not one of those where I'm like, hey man, I'll bet you $50, and then when it doesn't happen, you don't Venmo me. We both put up the money, and then the winner gets paid.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Kutt, the social betting platform.
Yeah.
Kutt betting, guys. Brand new app. If you have an iPhone, download the app. If you don't have an iPhone, you have to check out what is it? It's play.kutt.com. And we're talking Kutt, Kutt. It's a peer-to-peer, P2P social betting platform. It allows friends, strangers, whoever, as long as you get on this app, you can bet directly against each other on the outcome of anything, anything that has a legitimate outcome. I'm talking sports, pop culture, politics, any other events. We mentioned the Oscars you can bet on. You can bet on, what the first song of Taylor Swift's new album is going to be.
You could create odds like you and your buddy are going mini golfing or actual golfing. You could create odds per hole or whatever you want. You could do anything. You could also friend us on the social media platform, and we could play against you. And we're going to do tons of stuff like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like, obviously, we poke fun at the Phillies. They poke fun at the New York teams. And we're going to have fun with that for sure. So Kutt.com is amazing. Check them out. Download the app. Promo code GAMBLER. And it's going to be a very, very cool relationship. But it's also, it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's a way we can now interact with our fans. But also, like, how many times do you and I make a bet? And the house takes the money. So in other words, you had what? Tails? And I had heads at the Super Bowl. And I won.
Right.
So you're out money, I got money, but it's really like I got your money now. Well, now we're cutting out
the middleman.
That guy that took our money, right? And now we got a referee essentially through Kutt that's allowing us to now bet against each other. Right. And I love that.
Nobody can flake. You really, you can make this as fun as you absolutely want. I think this thing is fantastic. Go ahead. Check them out on their website. Check their socials. It's at Kutt, Kutt bet, and that's on Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. They're on TikTok. It's at KuttBet, Kutt bet. Check them out on their socials. They're the real deal, guys. It is the ultimate betting platform. They combine social media betting. You can trash talk. You can do whatever you want. It's one-stop shopping. Put your money where your mouth is. Kutt,
guaranteeing that the house never wins again.
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah. Guys, definitely follow us on Kutt. We have some exciting things coming up. And we're absolutely ready. When you texted me that we were able to secure, or I should say you were able to secure this sponsor, I was like, oh my God, dude, I'm going to lose so much money.
Well, dude, so first,
I'm going to bet on everything.
It was awesome though. Like they saw Jansen creating Oscar odds on Twitter, and they approached him, and he was like, yo, Powers, like, set it up, tell him our story. I did. Fell in love with the Gambler all the way. I told the entire history of the Gambler. Shout outs to the Tallarita family. And I said, hey, look, like when Mike used to close a deal, I did dinner with him a bunch of times, and he would order either Blue Moon or Miller Lite. And it's not because he liked them. It was because those were his brands. So those were his clients. So he always drank them. I said, I will always drink out of the Kutt cup. Oh, So ooh. I was like, I promise you that with all my heart. And we're here. We're loyal. We love Kutt. We can't wait to watch them grow, and the coolest part is 41 states they're in right now. Yeah. So it's going to be awesome.
It's awesome. And they offer things like rewards. You get cash back just for betting against your friends, cash back on every single bet. Like we said, you could trash talk. You could literally bet on anything with what they call a verifiable outcome.
I'm going to take Luke Arcani's money. I'm going to take it all day long. I can't wait to get that kid. Luke and I podcast. Shout outs to Luke. But yeah, man, talk about it's gonna be so great. It's gonna be awesome.
It really is.
Look, everybody. It's just everything's exciting. Everybody thinks their bet's gonna win. Like, but it's like sometimes I sit back and, it's always the quiet one you got to watch out for. The other day I showed my stats on a betting site, and my wife's like, "You're pretty good." I was like, "Yeah, I don't brag about it." I said, "But you know,
Where's that money?
there is a show out there somewhere in the universe called Powers Parlays. Like I didn't just get that from nothing." So there's that.
We're going to take a short break, guys. When we come back, we're going to talk about the death of boxing and how that's going to start with that awful Tyson, Jake Paul event or whatever it is. I can't. We got to get into it in the next segment. Stay with us. Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Yeah, so we got to share like all of our handles next time. We're like I said, we talked on the 27th, and now here it is the 7th. And like normally it takes a lot longer for partnerships to work, but they were just so in love with everything we do on Fox Sports and the Give Us a Shot network. They were like, "Hey, I'm in." So we got to get our handles going and stuff like that and share it with the world. But outside of that, man, it's such a cool platform. Yeah. And I just like, even if I bet, I'd rather bet with a stranger than bet
against the house.
Yeah. Oh, well, I hope he needed that money. Like when you lose to one of these big guys, not to disparage any of them, it kind of sucks when they win. Yeah, they tend to win more than they lose for sure.
Yeah, that's why it's a multi-billion-dollar
right
situation, industry, whatever you want to call it.
Situation.
Stupid holy Mike Tyson, Jake Paul BS.
Can we talk about Queen's Crew when we come back? Do you even know what that is?
No, man.
The Mets started a dance squad.
I figured it had to do with that. I didn't know that's what they were calling. So, anyway, that's what baseball needs, right? That's what'll hook people.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it next.
All right.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
If you stayed with us through the break, you heard a little bit more about Kutt, the social betting platform, and then you heard what we're gonna get into before we get into the Tyson Paul dilemma. But guys, make sure you check us out on our socials, Divide Live on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, the Give Us a Shot Network, Facebook page, Give Us a Shot Network, Instagram page, and our live YouTube channel that we're live on right now, Give Us a Shot Network YouTube. So check us out, drop a line, say hi. One thing that my co-host wants to share and speak about is the Queen's Crew that was announced this week. And Mike's going to go ahead and tell you about just how exciting that is for the sport of baseball.
I just don't understand. So I live in a simulation. There's some Philly fan poking at the strings right now, playing God. I'm telling you right now, like this is a joke. I'm going to wake up from it because listen, if where the Phillies are at right now and they had those mixtapes and stuff like that, and they've been into 2 NLCS, they won one of them. Like if the Mets were on that trajectory and they're like, "Yo, we're gonna drop a dance crew on you," like I'd be like, "You know what? Let's rock out." Like now is the time to do it. Like when you're at the top, all right, let's bring in a dancing crew, whatever. But this is like Step Up the movie, but the Mets, right? This is ridiculous because the whole world is collapsing. But don't worry, we could cut a rug for 10 minutes in this dance segment. Like, what is Steve Cohen could go out there and dance with them? It's instead of Honey, it'll be Money, and it'll be Steve Cohen instead of Jessica Alba. Like, I am so perplexed by why somebody was like, "Listen, we're not spending any money. We're going to let these contracts expire. We got blue chip prospects in return for all these veteran players that we let go. We're going to take a break. We're not broken up. We're not in a rebuild. We're in a build to say a 1 year reset, right? We're not in a rebuild. We're in a reset, right? Like, what can we do to spark interest? Like, let's make a dance crew."
I just don't know. So first of all, if you're interested in the Queen's Crew, they're taking auditions now.
They don't even have talent lined up. Like Mets, I thought like maybe this was like
the Mets hip hop dance crew.
Yeah, maybe it was like a company that was going under.
Not even a company. Maybe it was like a dance troupe that has always been in Queens,
right,
and they help out the community, and they're giving them a shot. Like that, I would understand. That's like there's a connection there. It's that to me that would make the most sense. not just the random people spinning on their head or doing what breakdance and whatever. Like, why do we need this in baseball? I thought it was dumb when hockey introduced cheerleaders years ago. And to me, I kind of think it's dumb that football has cheerleaders, but they've always had it. So just one of those things like, why can't I just go watch a sport? I don't need a show. When the Mets did that concert series where it was,
those have become cool though. So like,
I get it, but why
again,
do we need that? Like, can't the sport and the players fill the seats? And not for nothing, the concert crew like Nas or whoever else I know they had some big names. Like, those will fill some seats. Sure, the dance.
Shaq
hey,
DJing
you don't really like baseball, but still want to go with it. Did we have a dance crew? Like, dude, what are we doing?
Like, what every time? Like, it's bad enough an apple rises, and like, look, I'm proud of it. It's corny. But like,
but that's.
But it's also like,
there.
Well, here comes the dance crew, everybody! It's a 7th inning stretch with the Queen's dance crew, like, And like I said, I was hoping for a story, like, but like Steve had a love for dancing. It was that or money. Like, no, it's gonna be him. We went from having the guy that was the reason why they created the show Billions. Like that, I felt like a badass. Like, we got Axelrod, we have a dance crew. We have a dance crew. Like, what are we talking about? Like, and look, arts is awesome, and I know the Coens are big into art. He's got like this little tiny statue that he paid like more than he paid for the Mets for it. Like, he's an art collector. Like, they are very, very unique people. They have brought in guys like my buddy Vintage, who is so pro Mets. That's why I got to give you the reality dose. Sorry, Carlos. Shout outs to you. Keep your head up. But look, like, this is ridiculous. This is like I said, if everything else was going in the right direction, we still believed in Steve and all this other stuff. Like, I would be like, you know what? I'm for it. If I thought that there was an opportunity for this team to be a wild card team, and no disrespect to the players. Players are playing their butts off, but we don't have a starting pitcher. Like, we don't have one. Like, there's nobody on this team that I'm like, man, that's a heck of a, pitcher. And like I said, it's just, Diaz right now, and when Senga comes back. But outside of that, man, it's a lot of question marks. Guys that should be 5th starters at best, and it's so depressing, and it's the Mets. And like I said, I live in a simulation, dude. I can't describe this anymore. It's like, what can we do to fix this team? Let's find 13 great dancers.
I really wish we would have known about these auditions, because I would have loved to send you in with a camera and just I think to me, when I hear Mets dance crew, that's what I picture. I picture like late to middle-aged white men that have been broken by the Mets over and over again, just trying to dance.
No.
It's like the guy who's wearing shoes that hurt his feet at the wedding, but he's out there on the dance floor, like, just not happy, but he doesn't want to stay. It's just, that's what I picture. I can't picture this hyped dance crew
crying in the corner, dancing. Like, you ever see that one girl that like she's doing the TikTok dance, but she's crying.
Yeah,
that's the first person that should be in this.
Bro, it's almost like
crew.
they're just like they had that conversation I could picture it in the boardroom. Like, listen. People think we're a joke already, but how can we make it worse?
Yeah.
Like, what? Any ideas?
In a world where the Mets are falling apart, they can't even get a win.
No one's laughed at us in about a month. Does anyone have anything we could do about that?
Yeah,
hip-hop dance crew. Great.
And the analytics team is like, listen, we're going to go 0 for 22 to start off the season. Like, maybe we could steal 3 wins. So now we're 3-19. It's like, we need something. And they're like, we got it. Dance crew. Like, dude, I'm looking at like first 10 wins. The Mets are plus 4,500 right now. So 45-1. And it's just like, I'm like, dude, like maybe you've seen crazier things happen,
right.
You really got to give the youth a shot. Like, and I do hope that the Mets prove me wrong, and I'm trying to reverse jinx in a little bit. But yeah, don't lead with this. Don't lead with this. Not this year. Not this year. You wanted to bring in the Queen's crew. You should have done that 3 years ago when we're all like celebrating on a mountain because we have a owner that has money, and is not gonna. Well, he might go to jail for a Ponzi scheme. Who knows? he does have the largest fine for insider trading in the history of insider trading. So he just was smart enough and he paid the fine. So
let's get into this Netflix boxing, Tyson versus Jake Paul. I can't stand Jake Paul. I'm pretty sure you can't stand him either. He's just, to me, first of all, I don't watch boxing religiously. I don't think anybody does, which I think is why he's been able to run. But this kid, he's 27 years old. He claims to be this boxer. All he does is fight these has-been celebrities. Like, he knocked out Nate Robinson, of the Knicks. He knocked out former fighters that were out of shape, and most of them look like they just took the hit and went down because they secured a couple $1 million. You know what I mean? Now he's fighting Mike Tyson. So you have a 57-year-old against a 27-year-old. Now, Tyson hasn't fought in a serious fight since like 2005. I know back in 2020 he fought in like an exhibition.
I'm hearing that's what this is going to be like.
An exhibition thing?
Yeah.
So why?
No, it is.
Well, I guess it has to be. Like, it's
right.
just whatever. But like, and Tyson, gave accolades to
why?
Paul.
I was like, he's 57.
No, you know what I mean. But I'm just like, I hear exhibition in boxing, and I'm like, great, they're not going to try. Like,
Right.
well, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Fair.
And Tyson tried saying, like, because he put him on because when Tyson fought, was it Roy Jones Jr. On the 28th of November in 2020, he put Jake Paul on an undercard against Nate Robinson, which is where Nate Robinson got a KO or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But Tyson's like, it's full circle now. Now I put him on this undercard. Now I'm going to finish him. Like, are you though? Like, we've all seen videos of Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
We're all pretty scared of him.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are and how young you are.
No.
You're not doing anything to Mike Tyson.
And also, like, I would like to say, like, there's no such thing as an exhibition when you're fighting Mike Tyson. Like,
right.
Yeah. Like,
but
he will knock you out.
is Mike going to though?
Mike's going to be the first one to knock him out. I think for Jake, like, that's a great first L. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, like, I'd rather lose to him first. So it's a win-win situation for Logan. What I will say for Jake Paul, what I will say is Logan Paul is the best, one of, if not the best thing to happen to the WWE in a long, long time.
You said that about Pat McAfee, and I can't stand Pat McAfee.
No, Pat is like Jerry the King Lawler on the mic, so that's huge because that announcing booth. Michael Cole is all right, but he's like Wish.com Vince McMahon type stuff. You needed that guy that kind of could just hit one-liner after one-liner. So he's good because he's not calling the match. He's the guy making the comedic relief.
Right.
So I do love him there. Pat McAfee, when he's not with the WWE, it's terrible. When college football takes over and he's now all over ESPN, those 3 months or 6 months on freaking the WWE sucks. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. And it's because that voice is very impactful and nobody could replace that. Bad News Barrett, like, it doesn't happen. But Logan, from an in-ring performance, dude, he's like Chris Jericho. He's like, I'd put him up there, like that type of vibe.
Good for him, man. If both of them wanted to do the pro wrestling thing, because it's it's scripted and they have talent for being energetic, and like whatever, I'm all for it. For boxing, I mean, even look like with everybody he faced, all the has-beens like Nate Diaz, Anderson Silva. His first time he faced the pro boxer, Tommy Fury, it says that he suffered his first loss. Like, you're not that guy.
Oh, he
man.
did get an L.
Yeah, against the first time he actually faced a boxer. And it's just, he's like, and even he's got a quote here. It's so dumb, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I can't jump on board. You're a phony. It says, my sights are set on becoming a world champion, and now I have a chance to prove myself against the greatest heavyweight champion ever. Yeah, the dude's 30 years older than you. Yeah. Like, you weren't even born yet. Mike was a world champion at 18. Like, you weren't even born yet, and he already had a belt. Like, this guy's lived boxing. He's lived 3 lifetimes of boxing before you even strapped the gloves on.
When you said Mike was a world champion, I thought you meant me. I was like, oh, thanks, bud.
You are a world champion.
Thanks, pal.
But it's just like and if you beat Tyson, that you really think that makes you a world champion because you beat someone that's 30 years older than you? Like, give me a break.
Yeah,
nincompoop.
I did share my disagreement with your take via text, even though we did not talk on the phone. We were going back and forth in text
That's
in
true,
the
yeah.
network text. And my argument with you is like I'd rather see the Logan Paul do this and the Paul brothers do this than that celebrity boxing guy that because think about that.
Oh, Jake
that
Paul and then
the Bagel Boss versus Lenny Dykstra. That first off, like, honored to do it, but second off, we looked into that company and the guy that owns it, and we were cringing, and we didn't look it up until we were there because we were so jaded by how viral this thing could go. And then, of course, neither one of them show. And
Bro, we were so excited to be there.
Yeah.
It was like one of our first official live gig where they were like, yeah, why don't you guys commentate the whole thing? And we were like, dope. And we get there, and it was, I can only compare it to like, when sometimes they do these amateur pro wrestling or amateur wrestling shows in like school gymnasiums.
Yes.
It was kind of like that, but it was in like a random room in a casino, and there was like folding tables and stuff, you guys, and plastic chairs for people to sit on, and it was like barely barely
We're
full
like, hey, can we
of
get
anybody.
and nobody to answer your questions either.
No.
And like
We were
also
like,
like they were kind of like flying at the seat of their pants. They didn't know how they were paying, like how people were, the box office was working. So there's just a line of like,
Pretty sure the undercard boxers they just picked up off the street and strapped gloves on. Like these guys were
the guy
telling
that set up
these
was the
guys-
one that got knocked out by Screech.
Yeah.
He was the one that got us our chairs.
Yeah.
We're like, they're putting him in. He was a janitor 5 minutes ago.
one of the guys told us about his nonprofit that didn't even exist, and I'm just like, what is going on here? What is happening? I remember the one dude like literally came over to us and was like, because we were interviewing a few of the boxers that we wanted to talk to.
Yeah.
And the one dude was like, you guys want to talk to me? And we were like, sure. And I think as soon as he sat down, I got up, and who talked to him? Somebody. I was like, that was my jerk moment where I was like, I'm not talking to this dude. I don't want to talk. If you got to come over and ask if we want to talk to you, you know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Hey, I'm such a like, or at least sell yourself. You guys want to talk to me? It's like, what did you do? What do you do? Like,
Oh my God. We gotta pay the bills. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, the viral high school team that quote unquote got screwed out of going to that state final in basketball. We're gonna talk about that a little bit with all the information that's coming out, guys. It's Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
I love how you just teased it like nobody knows the team. Like, find out what team it was, Camden or Manasquan. Like, no, it was great. It was a great outro for sure.
The fact that Barstool jumped on it, it was outrageous.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Let's do it.
You're listening to The Divide, right here on The Gambler.
Let's get into this basketball situation. Camden High School against Manasquan High School, two New Jersey teams. Camden a little more inner city, Manasquan by the beach.
Yeah, never enjoyed playing Manasquan.
They're tough, man,
Yeah.
for no reason.
Right. And they're annoying. Like, they're just
They are.
nerdy tough.
Well, yeah, it is. But so Tuesday night, I mean, you guys, it's been viral. You guys had to have seen it. It's been all on our socials. It's been on the Gambler socials. It's just, it's one of those things. Controversial loss. I think the final score was like 46-47 or whatever. Anyway, a buzzer beater happens. Camden was winning by a point. Manasquan basically had a Hail Mary type play where they threw it up to try to get in, but there was still time left on the clock, so they rebounded. They chucked it back up before the clock hit 0. And boom, just like that, walk-off win. The one ref calls the field goal good, says this is it, and then all of a sudden you see the Camden coach run over, and there's no time on the clock. He's sitting there screaming at the ref, and then the refs all have a conversation.
Yeah. Did you see the video of the refs all talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like it's here's the thing. I can see I'm trying to look at a million different angles here. Number one, what looks very bad for the refs, and I get it. Any coach is going to run over and argue that. Like, you know what I mean? It's a final game.
Fight. Yeah,
You got to be like, look, there was no. Even if you think there was, there's no time on the clock. The NJSIAA, so the high school athletic people that run all high school athletics, their whole whatever, already put out a statement saying that they're not changing the outcome because the NJSIAA, they don't use video reviews and it makes sense. You can't do that because then you're just gonna if you're gonna review one thing, you might as well review everything.
They already changed the outcome though. Like, they didn't blow it dead. you know, like they. So, but go ahead.
What do you mean they changed the
No,
outcome?
in real time they changed the outcome.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying changing from a video review, they
Yeah, I
can't
get
change
that.
the outcome.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the officials leave the playing area, the game's official. So the NJSIA released a statement saying just that. Now, here's the stupid part. Is they also, in that same statement, I don't know if you saw it or if you read it, they also said that we showed the video to the refs, and the second ref, the one who convinced the other ref to call it off, saying that the ball was still in the kid's hands, said, "Oh yeah, I made a mistake."
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I get you have to admit it. The whole world knows it now.
Dude,
you made a mistake.
To the naked eye. Like, it was the
And that's
first.
what it is. It wasn't even that
Right.
close.
It
Like, the
wasn't.
ball was
Yeah.
against the
Oh,
backboard
man.
as
Yeah.
the clock was still running. Like, there's no
Yeah.
way you could have thought that was still in his hands.
Right.
Here's what I think happened. I think you had a coach run up to you and scream in your face, and you got nervous and changed the call.
No, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're living in the moment. You see what you see. You're trying to make a great call, like, you know, but, you know, it felt like, yeah, the one that convinced them to reverse it, like, he was very passionate about it. Like, when you watch the video, he's very passionate, and he was just like, you know, but yeah, it's the Manasquan screw job, like Montreal. No, it's you know, like I said, shout outs to Camden. I hope they, you know, don't take this second chance for granted, and I hope they win states. So
Well, Manasquan, I mean, it's not going to do anything, but Manasquan hired a lawyer to basically.
this is crazy.
I
man.
swear to God, they
Yeah.
hired a lawyer, and what they're trying to do is put the final game on hold until
Oh
they
my
force
God.
NJSIA to make the right decision. Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in black and
I
white.
mean, it's
That's
gonna
the rules.
force-
It's just
There's gonna be replay now. Because here's the thing.
I
Like-
think they should in that
So many-
in that situation alone, just like for the buzzer beater, if it's going to determine the outcome of a game, and
Yeah.
it's hard, but you know, for
We
the
talked
naked eye,
about-
for playoffs, I think it should happen.
Yeah, we talked to Scotty Braun at length about how stupid
Baseball is for not using
Jersey.
it.
Well, no, Jersey high school basketball without a shot clock. Like how you could just burn the clock.
Yeah.
And like it's ridiculous, and it's made the game so dumb.
But you know, that's what burned Manasquan, though.
Right.
If you look at the box score, Manasquan, I mean, not anymore, they had 0 points in the fourth quarter. 0. I swear to God. 0 points. Because they would have had 2 if the basket counted. They were up by 14 going into the fourth, and they just tried to hold the ball game. And look what happened to them. It's just...
Yeah, there has to be some type of adjustment with that. It's so stupid.
What's crazy is I mean, I understand it's going to get a little bit of attention, but like, dude, the fact that Barstool picked it up is absolutely
Oh, it went
insane.
viral the second, and that's what's cool. Like, you know, everybody's videotaping it. It can instantly be uploaded. And I was like, oh man, they lost. That's how Camden lost. And I was like, wait a minute, no, they won. And like, you know, I don't know how you celebrate that. I don't know like how.
That's what it is, man. If you're the coach and of the Camden, right?
Yeah.
You're the coach of Camden right now, and the entire world hates you for no reason other than just supporting your team. And look, dude, if I was him, I would make the same argument. Like, everything happened quick. But now everybody knows that you should not be there. I think that's the worst part, especially because you're still dealing with kids. Like, you're dealing with high school students, and now they all know. That school knows. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, when they play, I think the game's supposed to be Saturday. When they play Saturday, it's like, if I'm on the other team, I'm chirping them. Like, what are you doing here? You guys don't deserve to be here. You know what I mean? Like, I think the fact that this situation is so big is only going to, like, Camden has no choice but to go in and absolutely demolish.
If you want to make this a movie too, like, you have to have Manasquan show up dressed.
That's been talked about.
Has it?
It has been.
I
Like,
love it.
Manasquan should just show up because they're playing at where Rutgers plays.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called now. Jersey Mike's, whatever.
Yeah.
But
And then have they should have a friendly with whoever wins.
dude, I'm telling you, it wouldn't surprise me if the entire Manasquan team just shows up there dressed to play.
I would. Yeah, I would. I think it would be cool with something different. You know, it shows camaraderie with the team, and
Dude, it'd be awful. It'd be awful. It would be absolutely.
But shout outs to Camden too, man. Heck of a season, you know. Like, and I'm glad we're talking about high school basketball.
So let me ask you something, Mike.
Yeah.
If you are the coach of Camden
Mm.
and this all happened and this is your team, do you do the quote right thing and
No.
try to
the ball bounces.
Try to say, hey, like, you know what? We don't deserve it. We concede to Manasquan. Go ahead. And
No, there's 3 things that transpired. Either I'm a really great coach and I convinced the ref to change this thing, or the ball bounced our way, and I'm sticking by that. Like, actually, I'd be front and center in the press saying, listen, like, there's a human element to this game. We had to get to that 0.1 seconds remaining, tenths of a seconds remaining, to be able to win this game, right? So the call was made. The officials made the call. Did they blow the call? Yeah, but you know how many calls are blown that we don't talk about? You know, so like I would get in front of this, and I think they are, but I would not. No, I guess we picked the right coach because I convinced the refs that we won.
I hate how much of a salesperson you are right now.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
You're right, though, to an extent. Morals, not so much.
Okay. What would you actually being a high school coach and hockey, like you?
Hell no. My job's to coach the game. My job's not to make these decisions.
Yeah.
I don't get paid to do that. No, I'm going to that championship game whether you think I deserve it or not.
Yeah.
No, I do. It's tough, man. It's a delicate thing, right? Because you don't want to set the wrong example as an adult in front of kids. But at the same time, I think telling these kids that they don't deserve, like, you know what I mean? Like, who are you to look? You're their coach. You're like, look, guys, people are going to talk, but we deserve to be here just as much as the next person. That's what you got to do.
You could also argue that there was still time left too.
And there was.
Yes.
Right. Well, there was like point. It was like enough to basically inbound the ball.
Exactly. Yeah. You're throwing a Hail Mary up, hoping, I don't know.
But,
like
dude, so absolutely wild. So wild. I'm wondering if there's going to be a protest. Because those Manasquan families have probably nothing better.
They got
to
money. Yeah, they're so
gonna
privileged.
go up
I
there.
think that's why I don't like them too. It's just like,
We're a beach town.
Yeah.
We got the Osprey. We get crowned at 4th of July weekend. I do like Leggett's, man. They used to do bingo all the time.
Yeah.
On Thursday nights. Used to the good old days.
We're gonna do a Jersey Shore tour.
Yeah, we are.
And more details on that next week. Shout outs to Kutt.com for joining the team, the Gambler team.
Yeah, before we leave you now, guys, if you got an iPhone, download the Kutt app, Kutt app from the Apple Store. If you don't have an iPhone and you got something else, it's play.kutt.com. Play.kutt.com. Everybody else, we will see you next week.